After 10 years of marriage, the woman I loved looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You'll never be her real dad. Stop pretending." I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I didn't say a single word. Something inside me just went silent. The next morning, I heard laughter coming from the kitchen. Her laughter and my stepdaughter's. That was the moment I decided I was done. I packed my bags, sold the house, and left a note on the counter. "You're right. I'm not her real dad, and you're not my real family." 10 years of my life, erased by one sentence. It happened last Tuesday. My wife, Lena, and I were having a disagreement about my stepdaughter, Mia, who's 17. She wanted to go to a weekend party 3 hours away. It was a school weekend. I didn't know the parents, and honestly, it just didn't feel right. I told her no, like any responsible dad would. Lena didn't see it that way. She crossed her arms, gave me that cold, distant look she'd been giving more and more lately, and with a voice soaked in resentment, she said it. "You'll never be her real dad. Stop pretending." And just like that, everything went quiet inside me. Not the kind of quiet that comes before an argument. The kind that comes after you've already lost something. I met Lena when Mia was 7. Her biological father, Eric, disappeared when she was a toddler. For 10 years, I was the only dad she had ever known. I taught her how to ride a bike. I went to her parent-teacher meetings. I packed her lunches. I cheered from the sidelines at every soccer game. I wasn't pretending. I was being a father. That night, I didn't go back into the kitchen. I went to my workshop in the garage. I spent hours in there, organizing screws, cleaning tools, letting the weight of her words sink in. Lena never came to find me. When I finally went inside, she was asleep in bed. I slept on the couch. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of voices and laughter from the kitchen. "Mia!" and Lena were laughing loudly. Not the warm kind of laughter a family shares. It was mocking, cruel. "I can't believe you finally said it to him," Mia said between laughs. "His face, Mom, priceless." "Well, it's the truth," Lena replied. "He needed to hear it. All his little rules, his lectures, acting like he has some right. He's just the guy who pays the bills." That was the nail in the coffin. It wasn't just Lena. It was both of them. 10 years of love, money, effort, and commitment. And to them, I was nothing but a joke. A wallet. I walked upstairs slowly, calmly. I grabbed 2 old duffel bags and started packing. Clothes, toiletries, a few personal keepsakes. I left behind every family photo, every Father's Day mug, every memory that now felt like a lie. Then I made a phone call to Tom, a realtor I knew. "I need to sell my house," I said. "Fast." He was surprised, but he promised to have paperwork ready by the afternoon and a for sale sign up by morning. The house was in my name. I'd bought it and paid half the mortgage before I even met Lena. My lawyer had insisted on a prenup, something she called insulting back then, but she signed it anyway. She was about to find out how important that signature was. When I left for work and school, I walked into the kitchen, grabbed a notepad, and wrote 7 simple words. "You're right. I'm not her real dad. And you're not my real family." I placed a note on the same counter where they'd mocked me that morning, grabbed my bags, and walked out without looking back. I went straight to my office. Sat in my truck for a long time. No tears. No panic. Just silence. Then I got to work. I called my lawyer. "It's time," I said. I rerouted my paycheck to a new private account. I moved every cent of my premarital savings into it. I left enough in the joint account for 1 month's bills. After that, they were on their own. That afternoon, I met Tom, signed the listing papers, and for the first time in a decade, I felt free. The first text came from Mia when she got home from school. "What is this?" she wrote, with a picture of my note. I didn't reply. Then Lena started calling. 7 voicemails. Angry, confused, panicked. "You can't just leave." "Okay, you made your point, come home." "This is crazy. You can't do this to us." The next morning, at 7 a.m., my phone rang again. "There's a for sale sign in our yard," she screamed. "Our yard?" I said calmly. No, Lena, my yard, my house, and I'm selling it. She tried to threaten me with lawyers. I told her to check the prenup. The house is mine. The money I made before we married is mine. The business is mine. You'll get half of what we made together, which, thanks to your spending, isn't much. Then I hung up, blocked her number, blocked Mia's too. Lena's mother, Evelyn, called next. Furious. You're abandoning your daughter, she yelled. She's not my daughter, I said quietly. She made that clear. And Lena did too. I hung up before she could finish. Their entitlement was breathtaking. They truly believed I was obligated to keep providing for people who had openly disrespected me. Within a week, I got an offer on the house, over the asking price. The market was hot. Then Mia messaged me again. Since you're selling the house, you owe me for my college fund, and you better keep paying for my car and phone. I stared at the message, almost laughing at the nerve. I replied, Mia, I'm not your real dad. I'm not responsible for your finances. Talk to your mom. That's what real families do. She responded with a storm of insults. I screenshotted the conversation and sent to Lena with one line. You taught her well. Then I blocked Mia on everything. Weeks passed quietly. Through a mutual friend, Sarah, I heard Lena was panicking about finding a place. Reality was hitting hard. She even asked Sarah to ask me if I'd give her some money from the house sale to help her get on her feet. Sarah didn't know the whole story, so I told her, word for word. She went quiet. Wow, she said softly. She left all that out. Of course she did. On the day of the closing, I signed the papers. The money hit my account. I gave Lena her legal share of the marital assets through my lawyer. A clean break. That night, I sat in my new apartment. Just a mattress and a few boxes. Empty. Quiet. Then an unknown number called. It was Lena. She sounded broken. Is this really Daniel? She asked. 10 years, and you're just throwing away over one stupid comment? It wasn't one comment, Lena. I said softly. It was 10 years of you feeling that way and just not saying it. It was you and Mia laughing. It was you seeing me as a wallet. The comment didn't end our marriage. It revealed that we never really had one. She started crying. You've ruined our lives, she sobbed. No, I said, a flicker of anger in my chest for the first time. You had a man who loved your daughter like his own, a beautiful home, a partner who supported you, a family. You threw it away because you thought you could do better. Now you get to find out if you were right. I hung up, blocked the new number. A month later, I got another unexpected call. My name's Eric. The voice said, I'm Mia's biological father. Lena had called him, told him I was a monster. He came to hear my side. We met at a diner. He looked me in the eye and listened as I told him everything. When I showed him Mia's text, he just shook his head. I was a bad father, he admitted, but I never pretended to be something I wasn't. What they did to you, that's cold. He wasn't trying to get back with Lena. He just wanted to see his daughter and give her a reality check. A week later, he called me again. It hadn't gone well. Mia screamed at him, called him a loser, told him she didn't need another fake dad. It was exactly what I expected. Lena's last attempt to hurt me came through my business. She called one of my biggest clients, trying to smear my reputation. It didn't work. The client saw through it. If anything, it made my professional relationship stronger. Meanwhile, Lena and Mia moved into a small 2-bedroom apartment. Lena picked up a part-time job. Mia started working at a fast food place to save for community college. Eric sent her a bit of money sometimes, always with a note. This is what happens when you take good people for granted. Months later, I saw Lena at the grocery store. She was with a new guy who already looked tired. She saw me. I gave her a polite nod. Turned my cart down another aisle. No anger. No bitterness. She was just a stranger. 6 months later, her new boyfriend, David, called me. He wanted to talk. We met at a bar. He told me how charming Lena had been at first, how the money problem started, how the manipulation began. She opened a credit card in my name, he said, exhausted, maxed it out. And when I confronted her, She told me I was just like you. He had started digging, talked to Sarah, learned the truth. Am I crazy or is this just who she is? He asked. That's exactly who she is. I told him, and her mother taught her well. Mia's on the same path. The moment you stop paying, you'll see their true colors. We shook hands. He thanked me. I felt pity for him. He was at the beginning of the same storm I had survived. A few months later, I got a text from Mia. It wasn't a demand. It was an apology, or as close as she could get. She told me David had left her mom. Eric had been talking to her, making her face some hard truths. I was a brat, she wrote. You were good to me, and I treated you like dirt because Mom and Grandma told me I could. I'm sorry. I know it's too late, but I just want to say it. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I replied, I appreciate that, Mia. I wish you the best. That was all that needed to be said. Life is quiet now. I sold my business, moved to the countryside. I spend my days fishing, working in my woodshop, and walking my old dog. No chaos, no manipulation, just peace. For the first time in years, the silence isn't heavy. It's beautiful.